Good evening. Welcome to Down South Football Podcast, man. Coming off another very exciting weekend. If you like drama, if you like all those kind of good things that go along with college football, man, it was definitely a great weekend. This is your man Renard Williams up in the building. We got boy Chauncey Tuck. I am DJ Double Dose, Mr. Ben Dennis, and Mr. DL Gardner 205, David Gardner. Fellas, how y'all doing tonight?
Shoot, man, feel pretty good. Just had a pretty good weekend of college football. A lot of turnover, a lot of surprises. Some were not surprised. I think it was a pretty good weekend though.
Man, I'm doing outstanding, man. Just call me Nasher David. You know what I'm saying? Nasher Dave. However you want to say it. However you want to do it.
Whoa.
South Bend be good to me.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I missed one. But hey.
You just missed one?
Just one. Just one of the big boy picks.
Almost perfect.
Well, I mean, you weren't here, so I mean, I don't think you were here.
I mean, like I said, almost perfect.
So, how did y'all feel about this weekend, man?
Oh man, this weekend was freaking awesome, man. I enjoyed it very much. So, especially Saturday night.
I'm sure 45-3 helps.
Whew, man, that
45-3 always helps. But everybody can't be like, some people on this panel, and visit the big house in their Jordan brand.
be all in the tunnel.
Yeah, but I digress.
All in the tunnels and stuff. I'm still trying to figure out.
I'm just saying.
What are you trying to figure out?
You know what I'm saying? It was a nice trip. Nice pick.
I'm just saying their game was because there was literally nobody on campus. So nobody was there. Everybody was just like walking up, taking pictures. So I'm like, okay. Then the tunnel is right off the street. Normally you wouldn't be able to go down that way like a game day or something, but
yeah,
nobody was literally there. It looked like they were having swim practice or something. I don't know. I saw some athletes there. So I'm like, I guess that's what it is. But hey, people already starting.
I was about to say, Sean, we were talking about that in the pre-show. We were talking about that in the pre-show. Was like that thing was close for a good minute.
Did anybody take sauce on? Did anybody take sauce with Ohio State?
No.
That's good, because boy,
I didn't. And from what I remember, I'll tell you, last Thursday was a blush. So I'm kind of.
But Dave, did you take sauce with Notre Dame though?
I think you. I don't remember.
I did. That's how confident I was.
I didn't even see.
Dave, tell us about Steak Quavius.
Steak Quavius.
Everything was you still wait for Michigan State to get the tunnel. if I had a chance, if I was in Rutgers, New Jersey, like I said, the University of Michigan was dead. Was dead to the world. Wasn't nobody there right there around the little sports complex. Interesting fact, right across the street from Michigan Sports Complex, it's a high school. Like literally, like you see the back of the big house with the big M on both sides. Not the side I took the picture on, but on both sides, it's like then right behind it is a high school. And I'm like, I don't know how this works. I don't even want to know how this. I don't even want to know how this works right here with a thing. But man, Carl, I didn't know that Ann Arbor was like 25 minutes from Detroit.
I didn't know that.
I didn't. That's why when you saw the pictures, I was like, "Damn, Ann Arbor."
I thought like really up north. I didn't know it was like.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that close. I did.
Yeah, me either. Man, there was apparently like Lansing is like an hour away the other way, but it's like you see the sign, like you just keep driving. It was like Ann Arbor.
Yeah, because I guess you got to put it like this. Because in Detroit, you can go straight to Canada from Detroit. So
yeah, it's 25 minutes to Canada too. So anyway, but it was a fun weekend, man. But I do on a serious note for 30 seconds, man. This something happened over the weekend, man. One of my good friends, somebody I used to work with at AT&T, somebody I went to Stillman with, somebody actually was in the band. It's Tuck frat brother too. His wife, man, lost her battle with cancer. It became very, very urgently, man. Like I don't think it was anything at all kind of happened when she got sick and everything, man. I just want to say to my boy Terrell Walker, man, anything you need, man, that's from the show, man. We really appreciate you, man. I know he's handling it right now, but I know that's a hard thing to deal with, man. That's just a hard thing. And I just want to make sure I shout him out today, man, because he's a really good guy.
Yeah.
Really good. And Nancy was a great person, had her own cooking channel. She did a lot. She was a teacher. She was just really good, man. Just gives you a lot of perspective about a lot of stuff. So
yeah,
but
and
yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Prayers to you, Tate. I know you listening. You're an avid listener because you always have a comment. Praying for you, man. Also praying for you. For your family. She was also our sorority sister too. Zeta Phi Beta, and the frat praying for you. So we're here for you whenever you need. Just like Renard said.
Another life gone too young, man. I'm still dealing with that. But I want to talk about number one before we get into the meat of this thing. Somebody on this show just had to pick Howard.
Who picked Howard?
I was channeling my inner Tuck. I was channeling my inner Tuck, my inner Jordan brand. I was channeling my inner Tuck. I
tried to tell you about. I was told North Carolina.
Look, Florida A&M wears LeBron brand though, bro.
I'm just saying, I was channeling my inner Tuck.
I'm just saying. I just want to talk about that for a second. Also, I guess I need to get Mr. Gardner. I need to hear Mr. Gardner's opinion about what happened Thursday night with the A&M Bulldogs on TV. That's what I get. That's what I get.
Please respect. They said, please respect my privacy.
Man, look,
through this difficult.
My internet was really messing up Thursday night, and so I was back in home in Coosa, and I was watching the game with my mom, and my mom turned the game, and she was like, "Wait a minute, why is Alabama A&M losing Mississippi Valley State? Why are they losing?" And I was like, "No, that can't be right." I looked out, like, oh my goodness, what's going on? These boys ain't won a game all year.
Something on the show, he was just like, somebody's seat finna get real warm.
Shit, it's hot.
And we all kind of look, and Dave was just like, I'm telling y'all.
I don't think it's hot. I'm gonna let Dave say something about that. I'm not in on that. I'm gonna let him talk about that. But I don't he just not gonna say nothing.
Dave look like a booster.
Y'all ain't getting no more.
Y'all ain't getting no more Nike stuff.
Hold on. You on mute, Dave.
That's kind of what A&M was on Thursday night. But listen,
wow.
You want me to give my 45 seconds soliloquy on this game?
Yes,
45.
45 seconds. Count right.
Start the clock.
We're terrible, guys. Listen. Well, no, man. Listen, real talk. That was a real tough turnaround. You lose a big game on the Magic City Classic, then you have a short week. That game was moved to Thursday night due to ESPN and the television contract on it. So it was a tough turnaround game. There's a lot of people right now, we'll say this, in the camp as far as A&M. Some people want Maynard to go. Some people say, okay, he's only had one losing season. So we knew he was going to be rebuilding with Aqeel Glass left. So, this is kind of what some people was expecting. I can roll with that, but I wasn't expecting a loss to Mississippi Valley State. I think that was kind of huge. But I have got word that the new president of the university is going to roll with him based off what I've been told. So right now the seat's not hot, maybe a little warm. But I did watch an interview. Ted Dixie did an interview. It's on YouTube now. Coach looks real dejected, man. And we'll have that SWAC teleconference video too, probably tomorrow. But he looks real dejected, especially you lose to an 0-8 team to turn around and have to play an 8-0, well, probably 9-0 team now. So where do we go from here? I guess we try to salvage the season somewhat. But my question is that, what are we going to do to change things? I mean, we have a kind of up and down right now at quarterback, which we knew it was going to be. I have a quarterback that I like more than the other, but hey, I ain't on the staff. So it is what it is, man. You move to the next game. So, hey, just looking forward to Saturday, so we can compete down in Mobile, man.
Let me ask you a quick question, Dave.
I'm not taking questions.
Coach lean heavy.
He said he ain't taking no questions.
I'm gonna do the Russell Westbrook.
He take no questions.
What you want, Ben? Come on, Ben.
I was gonna ask you. You know, as when we spoke to Coach at Sweat Media Day, he did talk about leaning towards the portal heavy. Seems how that approach really didn't quite pan out this year. Would you take a different approach, or would you continue hacking on the truth?
You know, it is, but I'm gonna try to make it real quick. 25 seconds and on. Listen,
because he was pumping that heavy about.
I tried to make it 25 seconds. Now it's gonna be 35 seconds of being talk. Listen, here's where I see it. But you know what? I thought about that and I asked myself that question. That's an excellent question. Because your whole defense was revamped. You started 11 brand new starters. Mm-hmm. So we already know if you go into the high school pool, you already looking at least a 2-year window for the type of players they're really going to get out of high school before they're going to really be up and ready to go. So I think you've kind of pigeonholed yourself. You make it work on the percentages as far as high school to portal. But I think you kind of lock yourself in the portal game now. Because I think once you go down, I guess it's kind of like Kentucky with basketball. I mean, once you start getting the one and dones, I mean, you kind of it's kind of where you at, you know.
Yeah.
So that's my answer on that.
I got you, Dave. I'm with you. Yeah, I said that's the problem. Too many portal guys. Nobody has chemistry. Not depends on position. I mean, depends on the makeup of your team too. They was replacing a lot, and it was replacing a lot. So it's. I understand people can think about the portal, but for a lot of programs, man, like you just said, it really does help. But let's just go ahead and get into it, okay? Where y'all start at?
Let's build our way up to, because I missed the awesome banter between those guys.
You
didn't. Somebody should have had on somebody should have had on a Foot Locker shirt. Because they'll both going at it. Somebody should have refereed, but it was good banter, I think. And all that good stuff. So we can start down in the Athens area. With Tennessee and Georgia. First of all, Bulldogs, congratulations. I mean, I didn't expect a blowout. I thought it was going to be close, and I did pick Tennessee, but I thought it was going to be very close. Offensively, I think that Quavius Bennett the fourth, did his thing. I mean, he showed up. And Dave was one of these days, Dave was going to give this man his props.
He's not.
They actually took the top off of Tennessee's defense with a couple of, stuttering goals and one play, just like Coach 30 said, man pitched down his leg and ran right by him and didn't even touch him. So, but those two plays was very, very crucial because the second half, Georgia offensively didn't do too much. So, but the thing is, the Georgia defense stepped up. And that's where you saw the depth of their defense. Everybody kept on talking about, they had 5 first rounders in the first round off that defense. This is where your depth showed up, and everybody was kind of concerned about what's the kid name who tore his pectoral muscle?
Nolan
Smith.
Nolan Smith. They was concerned about him being hurt, but hey. Shout out to that defense, man. Reggie asked, did Hooker lose the Heisman Saturday? I'm not gonna say he lost it, but he's not a front runner anymore because he was a deer in headlights. So,
I mean, Stroud didn't play particularly great against Northwestern, and Bryce did what Bryce does, but he had a crucial pick. So I wouldn't say he lost it on Saturday, but like you said.
Right.
That whatever lead that he had built up, he done kind of came back to the pack. with that.
Yeah. And as I said, like Aaron said, he don't have any more games.
Right, he ain't got
except for
nothing else left.
Kentucky. And then there's only one they got left. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's possible for him that it might, if he plays pretty good from here on out, but I wouldn't say Heisman type, like
I
talking
definitely
like
would
that.
not.
How about that? Yeah, I was gonna say, what you think? No, I saw you looking. What you think? Do you think it's a wrap for him?
I just don't give a damn about the Heisman no more. I just really don't. Like, I mean, like Greg said this morning, it's a fake award. It's lost all its luster with me. I know it's going. And I say that I'm gonna watch the Heisman ceremony, but like, it's like, so Hendon Hooker had a bad game. This is what. So what? We talk. It's supposed to be a season award. It's about what he's doing up to this point. He had a bad game against one of the top defenses in the freaking country. It's like, but what they're gonna do? Heisman voters are gonna do. They're gonna get what's hot. It's like.
And that's why I brought the point about Stroud. Cause like it's not like Stroud had a lights out performance against Northwestern. You know what I'm saying?
But the wind was like I said, like Aaron said, the wind was like 30 miles per hour.
Yeah. So I guess I don't know. I mean, what I take from that game is this. You know, Georgia was able to. Tennessee really didn't have the best running in the situation, and Georgia kind of made them one-dimensional, and it fit to what they needed. Now. Hooker did have a couple of throws that, you know, we saying all of this now, but there was about two that he had where he just overthrew the guy. You know what I'm saying? Where they were open. They had nothing to do with Georgia's defense. That was just Hooker. He just overthrew him. I mean, he hit a couple of those plays. You're probably having a whole nother conversation. You know what I'm saying?
I think it still has something to do with the defense, though, because.
Well, yeah, I mean, but like we've said about Tennessee, they're a big play team. And
his name is Jalen Carter. Well, that was Hooker problem.
There you go. And when you miss those shots, it's kind of like they said, Georgia made them have to drive the field, and I think that was something that a lot of people wanted to see. Could Tennessee continually do that? And Georgia forced them to do it, and like we said, man, it got scary for them real quick. Georgia didn't have to do much in that second half. They didn't.
Dave, where you at?
Man, I'm gonna tell you the turning point in the game to me. And I know it happened very early in the game, but I believe this is where the momentum shifted. It was that 75-yard punt. When I go back and when I replay it, you know what I mean? You had the punt. It's hell of a punt. Then they got down the goal line. Your boy, was it Carter? Was it number 98, 80, whatever they choke slamming.
88.
Choke slamming folks. So
I told y'all beforehand, Jordan Davis 2.0, except quicker.
Quicker, that was a little bit quicker.
And then I think it was like the very once they punt, Georgia gets the ball. I think they hit a deep shot, and then they go up 2 scores. I think if I recall that correctly. Also, too, I like something that Kirby did defensively. It was a communication problem, I think, on Tennessee because Kirby did a lot of blitzing from his nickel position. The nickelback was just screaming off the edge. But I'm looking at Tennessee's running back. He's not picking up that blitz. He's like sliding to the other side. So I think they got some protection calls wrong too. But like I said, Hooker missed a couple shots. But I really think that turning point momentum-wise in that environment, that 75-yard punt, man, really. And then they didn't get anything out there drive and then turn around and get a quick shot. You go down 2 scores, then it starts raining, and the rest is history, man. So great job, Kirby and the Bulldogs.
And to your point, Dave, about their offensive line, I mean, they had a few false starts. I mean, they had a lot of they had a lot of communication problems, and people wondered how were they going to be on the road. A lot of people brought it like, well, they already played on the road against LSU, but that was a sleepy nooner. You know what I'm saying? And and it was what it was. But going into the environment, that was another thing that a lot of people wondered how were they going to handle crowd noise and things of that nature. And as you saw, I mean, they had several false starts. A lot of miscommunication on the offensive line.
All right, that all that stuff is true. I'm with y'all 100% on that. But this is why we have guests. This is why you do study film. Brooks broke this down for you. And Georgia defense did exactly what they had to do. They didn't commit an extra man to the box. They played too high safety the whole game, didn't get nobody behind them. And they DBs was aggressive, so they was hitting on the little hooks, all that kind of stuff like that. And guess what? Their front four, their defense line front four did not let them run.
Yep.
And I told the other day, that's the key to Tennessee, is if they can get their running game going just a little bit and they can continue to spread you out, they ain't have no answers. Once the running game was done and they were stopping them with the foe, and you ain't got to commit nobody else, commit to your front, everybody like, what's wrong with the offense? It's called football, people. If I only got to do stuff in my base defense and all I got to do is just, I'm not saying that Hyper's offense is small or predictable or nothing like that. It's nothing against him. It's a good scheme, but it's just like most schemes. It's predicated on certain things working, and they don't have a lot of like adjustments seem like to go, or like you talking about like the middle of the field. Like there was a lot of times they didn't even attack the middle of the field. They didn't do that. They didn't do any of that. They didn't do like all that stuff. I mean,
you're right, Reggie. And Tillman was back. You're right.
Tillman was back, but it's like that stuff don't even matter because I don't care if George Pickens is back out there for Tennessee. I don't care who the receiver is. You wasn't beating them one-on-one. That was obvious. They was bodying you. They was doing all this stuff. There was nothing that they had to do. So they had them two safeties sitting back there like, you're not getting past us. We're going to keep everything in front of you. Go and catch the little 5-yard curl.
We're going to come up and tackle you.
Kirby had that plan from his jump. When it was like, we can control the line of scrimmage and we can slow down that running game, that took away the stuff that Tennessee was effective of. I don't want to hear this talk about Tennessee being overrated or none. No, because it's like I don't want to hear that because of the bottom line of the fact is that this is Georgia. It's not like they lost to South Carolina or any other school like that. This is Georgia, but it's like bottom line, give Tennessee credit for getting to this point, but give Georgia more credit for basically being a complete team on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
They can run it, they can pass it, they can defend. I mean, they're doing that part of it, and it took an effort like that because the game still was somewhat close. Like we said, like Ben said, you hit a couple of those shots.
We having
a whole different game.
Right.
Physically, Georgia's different.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's the best way to explain it.
Because look, man, the difference between people say, well, what was the difference between Alabama playing Tennessee and Georgia besides the home field advantage? And here's the number one thing. Kirby read that defense from Alabama, and he probably said, you know what? I'm going to play up on the slot. He played up on the slot. He told them DBs, look, guys, you got to tackle. If you do not tackle, these guys will be running all day long. So Georgia was very aggressive. They were pounding them. They were hitting them. I think those guys were not used to them hits because, look, High got up one time. He was like, where am I? And I was like, bro, these boys out here hitting.
Like you say, them hits take a toll on you.
They showed me, especially receivers. You know, receivers don't like getting hit for real. So,
but the big thing, though, like to your point, also is that look at Georgia. If you go back to the beginning of the Alabama game, like the first 5 or 6 plays, they went directly. Tennessee went directly at Bama with the run. And they was busting 7-yard run, 10-yard run, 8-yard runs. Next thing you know, everything opened up. When Tennessee tried to do it against Georgia, it was like Georgia, like, no, we not having that. And so
and
it's like
your point, they second leading rusher attempt wise was Hooker. He had 18 attempts. You know what I'm saying? So, so it's just like, I mean, they was not, you know, they weren't having it.
And just like Sean said, offensive line let Tennessee down. But because my thing is, they couldn't have practiced for that noise. They couldn't have. They couldn't have practiced for that noise. Because here's the thing. Georgia does that late slide all the time. That late slide shift every game. And I'm like, how are y'all not prepared for this? You know, that's why I made the comment on my Facebook page. I was like, look, Auburn played better than Georgia. I mean, Auburn played better than Tennessee in the first half. I said, this is ridiculous. Like, guys were jumping. I mean, Auburn were jumping outside, but this is Tennessee. So we're expecting a different type of ball game. I think it was Reggie said, if the rain didn't come, we probably would have had a bigger blowout. Or, like you said, if not, maybe a couple of adjustments was made at halftime from Tennessee's defense, and a couple of those hitters would have got hit. You never know. But Tennessee offensive line, I was just very disappointed because they had 7 or 8 false starts in the first half.
Yeah.
So
and you know what? And I know we got to pivot just a little bit from Tennessee. Man, look, I know we got to give Stetson some credit, man. Stetson hung in there and he made some throws, and you know he gets a lot of flack. You know, he gets a lot of flack from a lot of different media outlets, but he delivered some key throws in that game. I mean, he did. He delivered.
Come on, Dave.
I'm almost daring to say he is a gamer, man. He shows up in these moments, man.
They did say one good thing about the man.
I mean,
look,
Jesus whip.
Before Dave say this, don't sit there and say this and did. He had Jesus type of protection back there. I mean, they wasn't getting to that man.
But he still
wasn't getting to that man. That was a 707. He was getting some 707 passes. Come on now. Come on. Now Hooker had people at his feet almost the whole time. Steph was back there like.
I mean, he was trying slide back there for he. You know what I'm saying?
Look, bro. Tennessee. Look, man. Tennessee, y'all are a great team. And I told Damon, I text Damon, I'm like, bro, you ain't got nothing to be ashamed of. You said 10 wins. Look at their last 3 games. Look like they're gonna get those 10, 11 wins anyway. Don't even trip about that. So
and not the Saturday's events with Clemson going down. Look, they ain't out of the conversation yet.
Who?
Tennessee, they're not out of the conversation yet.
But I'm not going down that road.
Conversation yet.
I ain't going that road. What you got last on this? Close us out on this on the Bama. I mean on the Tennessee Georgia game. I saw your boy was there too.
Who was there?
George.
Oh yeah. I figured he would. I guess, man, if it's one thing I can say about Stetson Bennett, since y'all want me to talk about him, I will stay.
I know that was took. That was took.
I will not say the fourth. Okay, I won't put it all together. Just Stetson Bennett. Okay.
All right.
He
did gonna do the fourth.
He did throw 2 good deep balls. He did do that, and he made a heck of a play with his feet. So I will say this, kind of close it out to me in my perspective with Georgia. If they keep playing this way, they're going to be hard to not impossible to beat for anybody. But hey, that's why you play the game, and we'll see how it work out.
UJ was playing a bunch of redshirt freshmen sophomore. Yes, he is. Yes, they are. Kirby said they've been practicing for the offense. Yes, they did. And during the bye before the Florida game. Yeah. Kirby said he wasn't going to beat it. Y'all wasn't going to do that to him.
No,
not at all.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, it's not going to do that. But that was another game Saturday. I don't want to talk about that because I didn't really see all of the way like I would normally like to see it because I was
earpiece
on phone. It took all that. I left the earpiece at home. I mean, at the hotel. So, but I was sitting away where I could watch. I couldn't hear a lot of stuff, but I could watch. So, Bama 31, LSU 32. Initial thoughts on the game itself. Please keep it to the game, not to the coordinators. But that's a whole nother story. Gonna get into all that because I'm sick of that too. Just shout out to Brian Kelly and LSU for what they did. But give me your initial thoughts. Since Dave went last time, Dave go first. Give me your initial thoughts.
Dave Stradamus.
You know I love Dave Stradamus in the building. Listen, man. It went somewhat like I thought. I said before that I didn't like what I was seeing from Alabama's offense. And kind of to touch on Renard, I'm not even going into the whole coordinator things like that. I don't like it from a personnel standpoint. And I have multiple reasons why I don't like it. But I think the big thing that stands out to me is that when Bama does get a splash play, it's normally on something that's broken down, whether that means, a scramble drill or something. It's rarely where they've executed the play, and they hit the receiver wide open. So to me, that's an issue. Turning point in the game to me was when Bama drove the ball. He was on the goal line. He was inside the 5. Bryce tried to side on a guy, side on the pass, interception. Bama did not score another touchdown, if I'm not mistaken, until the second half. That kind of stonewalled that offense there. But big stat that I saw, and something told me to look at it. Something said, David. I said yes. And
what?
I said yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Okay, answering yourself. Okay, I got
it. Oh my God, this man is off the chain.
Just look at the stats of the game. And Bryce Young passed for 51 yards, which was not unusual. He's been throwing the ball a heck of a lot. But I think what stood out to me, his average yards per completion was only 6.4. Which means that you're not really pushing the ball. Right. And it means that they're kind of keeping everything underneath. LSU, heck of a job. Mr. Perkins, by the way, I need y'all to put the Mr. on his name. He
been doing this.
Right. My partner Wayne been telling me about Perkins. I was like, who the hell is Perkins?
Well, I know Perkins, 5-star.
5-star. I know exactly who he is. Played a heck of a game. Brian Kelly, I think he called a heck of a game. But hats off to LSU. They did what they had to do. They kept the spy to keep Bryce at bay as much as they could. You already know he's gonna make plays. There's nothing new there. LSU receivers made some big time catches too. And also, I noticed a little change with what they did with, is it Booty or Booty? I don't know how to commentate.
Man, look, I am not calling that man with these announcers. The announcers are calling him Booty.
No, sir. And Booty. I'm like, this is not John Davis Booty from USC.
Doing that.
I noticed something that they did originally when early in that game. Booty was out wide. Ricks was on it. They wasn't targeting him. They was targeting neighbors over here on Kool-Aid. But I noticed later on they slid Boutte more in the slot, and that's when you start seeing him kind of work a little bit. And shout out to the LSU running back, man. He made one hell of a run. I think really was a turning point in that game too. Isn't that ironic? When the other what's the guy they played with Kansas City? He was there. He made a hell of a run against
Clyde.
But man, all in all, great hell of a game. Not gonna keep beating the dead horse. I felt like Bama would be a 2 to 3 loss team this year, just based off the eye test from what I saw. So that's where I'm at.
Next,
I think for me, I'm gonna go from back front, and I think that Brian Kelly seized the moment. I mean, for them to get the ball first possession, first play in overtime, and run it in, he's just like, you know what? We're not doing this. We're not going for no 2 and 3. We're not going to prolong this game. He learned his lesson from early on in the season, because I know that haunted him against FSU, where he feels like, hey, he had all the momentum in the world, and he should have went for 2 then, and he didn't. And knowing how that unfolded, knowing that was the first of overtime for them to score like that, he's like, you know what? We're going to carry. We're going to end this right here, right now. And a lot of people, if he hadn't done it, you already know everybody would have been like, man, why you didn't do it? So he didn't leave it up to chance. Like, he put it all on the line, and he trusted Daniels, and he trusted him to make the correct play, and he did, man. And when you look at overall in its totality, like I said, Jaden Daniels get a lot of flack, throughout the season, but he has grown throughout this entire season. He has built and progressed. And even in that game against Bama, no, his passing yards don't scare you. It's not nothing that jumps off the page, but he made timely passes and he made timely runs. And that's what you want your dual quarterback to do. You don't want them to take off too many times, and you don't want them to, be inaccurate. And he was able to put that package together and play under control, no turnovers in that game. And you have to give him credit, because, like I said, a lot of people had their doubts or thoughts about Jaden Daniels going into the season.
This game was what it built it up to be. A night game in Death Valley. That's another issue that he had.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, to Ben's point, the evolution of Daniels really helped out. And I told the guys at the Golden Boot about BK, the tight end will evolve during the season, because that's what he always does. He did in Notre Dame. He'll start, he'll use the receivers in the beginning of the year, but then when you think you found some stuff out about him, he'll start using that tight end. Shout out to Taylor. I mean, Taylor stepped up. Taylor stepped up big time as a freshman. Yeah, I think I saw the interview saying, he said one thing that was going through his mind was, hey, don't drop this ball. When they called the play for the 2-point conversion, do not drop this ball.
Right.
Because it's coming to you. So what's really shocking to me was...
You could tell it was going to him too, by the way.
Yeah. One thing that was shocking to me also was in the second half, they went away from Gibbs. Not just running the ball, but just, throwing a little flare routes and passes. Gibbs was non-existent in the second half until like the fourth quarter, a little bit after they scored on that last drive. I don't think they would. I'm not saying they would have been running the ball on them, but they didn't give it a chance, because you wasn't down by that many points. So, of course, we're going Monday quarterback this thing, but
hindsight.
Yeah, and I think Nick should have went for 2 on that second time. He shouldn't have went for 2. But again, coaches have that little card in their pocket, and look at the numbers. It tells you to go for 2. So I understand that part. LSU played a hell of a game. Again, to me, what he said, I was screaming it, man, when LSU got the touchdown on that 99-yard drive. Man, go for 2. You're rolling right now. Go for 2. And the extra point gets blocked. The game's over. So he was like, yeah, let me go ahead and take care of this. I ain't going to waste no time. I'm going to go ahead and get the W. Well, try to get the W. I think if he didn't get it, people would still be like, you know what? You tried, you learned from your mistake.
He would have got more credit for not getting it than not going for it. You're absolutely correct. Yep.
Yeah. Bama defensively, I think Branch had a real bad game. Branch had a terrible game.
Is that number
14?
14.
Yes, 14 had a real bad game. 2 had a bad game, but he started picking up at the end. Kool-Aid had a great game, but I think also Golden went away from the spy a couple of plays. He'll spy him a little bit, but then he'll go away from it and start bracketing the receivers like he did against Texas A&M. And Daniel, I think whoever the offensive coordinator for LSU is saw that a couple times, and he was like, let me see if they're going to keep doing this. And one time it was called a quarterback run, right, and he gashed him for like 40 yards.
And Bama was doing okay pressing the pocket for a minute because they got like 2 or 3 straight sacks because Daniel saw it. He's trying to get out of there, but somebody messed around and got the gap, and that's when he skipped out.
Yeah, because they were getting pressure up, like they were getting pressure on the edge. Alabama was. They were getting pressure on the edge. They made Daniels step up in the pocket,
right?
And that's what the middle was like getting to Daniels. They kind of went away from that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why are y'all not setting the edge no more? Why y'all not? I didn't get some of it. And with Eli Ricks, I don't know, man. He didn't do too bad. He got a couple passes on him. It wasn't too bad, but I think Bama just went away from offensive. I think Bama just went away from Gibbs. That kind of threw their timing off a little bit. But
will we have another rule change after this game?
About what kind of rule change?
For what?
If I'm running and I fumble the ball, and I go out
Oh, the guy with his foot.
And the only thing I gotta have is my pinky finger can touch the ball. And I don't have to have possession.
And my toe out of bounds.
Did you see that? Did you see that play, William? What I'm talking about?
I did see the play. I was sitting up front on the thing. I was one of the few plays I did get to see, and I was like, because I try like the closed caption, I couldn't hear.
Right.
And the explanation they gave was that he possessed it and he was out of bounds first.
Yeah,
I saw that part.
He touched it, whatever.
Touched it, so it's
dead.
The ball dead. But
right.
I think that you need to they need to read. First of all, who the hell knew that was a rule? That's number one. Number two, I mean, the dude was just on it just like that, man. Like,
right.
He was confident with it too. Like, nah.
Yeah, because the NFL rule, which I think they need to adopt, is you got to have possession. You know, you got to have full control possession. The college rule, whoa, we got something going on.
I got it.
So the college rule is, you know, a little bit weird. I read up on it that same Saturday night. I was like, this don't make any sense. And that's why I think the officials in Birmingham got it. That's why I think the officials in Birmingham got it mixed up. And I don't think they got it right, but I mean, you think the rule is possession, not touch. Correct.
Right. Yeah. That would make sense because hell, even in basketball, if I touch it and I'm out of bounds, at least the other team gets the ball.
Because that's the NFL rule. You got to have possession. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You got to have possession and you get the ball right there. That's why I was trying to figure out why. I think they got the rule wrong in Birmingham and they got misinterpreted and they had to hurry up and get this call in because they didn't know what to do. Because the college rule is kind of similar to what the pro rule is. I was just like, what are you doing? But hey, all in all, LSU did their thing, you know, good game, all that great stuff.
Bernard.
Where do I start? Where do I start with this game? First of all, I did get to see it a little bit, most of it on thank God for YouTube TV. I was at a birthday party, as y'all know, in Detroit. So we've been talking about this, and my frustration level with this is at an all-time high because Bama. We've told Alabama fans every week, like, hey, y'all need more than Bryson Gibbs. You need more than Bryson Gibbs. And I've heard everything in the world. No, Bill O'Brien had his own issues. I get it. But everything is not the damn coordinator's fault. Can we start there, number one?
Yep.
Nobody wants to talk about the receivers that's dropping the passes. You don't want to talk about Bryce going 7 for 22 in the first half. None of this is directed toward what the players are doing. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the part that I have the issue with. Last year, when they went to the transfer portal and they had to get Jameson Williams, and they had to get Jameson Williams, and he became the number one receiver, and Mechie was the second guy, and then from that you saw the drop. So let's just start there. But when it comes to this game right here, you saw a lot of things that Bama has done all year long. Okay? A lot of penalties, a lot of mistakes, a lot of undisciplined play. Okay? Your area, I talked about that before, about the fact that everybody want to put everything on Bill O'Brien, but Bryce is checking in and out of a lot of these plays. He has that authority. Bottom line is,
don't blame me.
It just wasn't. I've seen so much stuff, it's kind of hard to even get all my thoughts together about it. It's like, what we doing? Like, what we talk about? You got to give LSU credit. You got to give Bama credit for what they did and Bryce credit for what they did. But this is just an old-fashioned what a Bama LSU game was supposed to be.
Right.
Y'all act like y'all lost 35-20. Got two scores. It was 32-31. And I get it, man. People are not used to it. Especially Alabama fans over the last 10, 15 years. And you had an alumni who said it this morning, who played the game, who basically said that we have been spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
We have been spoiled. He said this Bama team has a lot of issues to what they're doing, and you don't have that elite players. You don't have certain things. Not saying these guys are not extremely talented. It's just saying that the difference makers that you are used to having, that one guy that can take over everything. So to me, with this game, it's about let's ask certain questions. I don't want to hear that. Bottom line is they ain't get some separation.
They can't.
It ain't like that. Bryce won't get in the ball. Get some separation. Get some separation. Gibbs, offensive line. What you doing? What's going on? Where we at? Like,
but I think a lot of the deep Bama fans would tell you they knew, the ones that want to really talk, they knew that they were kind of in trouble at wide receiver coming into the season. The ones that really wanted to talk, when they reached out and got Harold and they, you know what I'm saying, did what they did, a lot of them was like, hey, you know what? Their wide receiver room is young and it's not what it's been in the past. And of course you probably didn't think that it was gonna come to fruit, you know what I'm saying, like it has done this year. But like you said, Harold has been hurt. He really hasn't been on the field much, you know what I'm saying, to see what he can and can't do, you know what I'm saying. And they are utilizing Gibbs as much as possible, but they just do not have that guy at wide receiver right now that can just take over, which is what they've had for the last 3-4 years that they've had. I think that's a problem in itself.
I want to blame Nick Saban for one thing.
And you know what, Dave? He actually took responsibility. Said it's all.
He did.
Because I'm just going to be talking from a perspective of somebody that has seen the players or seen a player with their own two eyes for a couple years.
Watch that y'all word, James.
The best wide receiver on that team. The best wide receiver on that team plays cornerback.
Ooh, boy, you preach it to the choir.
Don't tell me to play both sides.
If for y'all that don't know, if you really want to see Kool-Aid ball,
put him on the offense.
Put him on the side. And I guarantee it's no reason why, with your offense being as one-dimensional or maybe two-dimensional as it is, that you don't at least spot play him on the other side of the ball. And I know that's against maybe Saban's philosophy, but with this team, you got to do something. That's just
because David Palmer did it back in the day. But you're 100% correct. But because you're not, if you put Kool-Aid in on offense, you got somebody that can take the top off the ball, take the top off of defense, and you can open up so much more. And at the same time, you would not lose anything on defense because that's what he does right as of right now.
Right.
I mean, something's got to change. I don't know what, but nobody is scared of Alabama in a deep passing down the D third. Nobody is scared of them. You put cover two zone, cover two man, cover one robber, cover three, cover four. You got you have to run the ball with Gibbs. Like I said, I think they went away with that, but I don't know, man. I just don't know. But 24 from LSU here had played a hell of a game too. One of those passes they called him on the sideline or the back shoulder throw, he made a hell of a play to knock that ball away.
And that LSU got a big ass transfer safety. I can't call his name, number 2. Oh my God, he's making the plays too.
Yeah.
You know what though. I'm trying my best because, and no James, no ain't no y'all. That's talking about me here. I'm trying my best because of course I had to get off social media, but what I see is this is the problem that I have with a lot of stuff. It's like now we're talking about real ball. Mm-hmm. We're talking about real ball, and people are so used to rinse and repeat. Mm-hmm. They don't care how they get to that damn point. Mm-hmm. And the most disrespectful thing I saw was about Bryce. how you gonna dog this man? How you gonna dog this man when there's been too much on his damn back? That's the problem. That's the problem that I have. You're not gonna sit up here and talk about this man, future first round draft pick. Yes, he made a lot of things. He made a lot of mistakes. However, that's because he's been having to do so much. It's like he's having to do so much. You got Gibbs back there. How about talking about your offensive line? It's not been up to par this year.
Without Bryce, you probably 500 ball club.
Okay,
you have 5 losses without Bryce.
Right. Let's talk about Latu. I mean, he's been okay. He's been a good guy, but he ain't been the difference maker that everybody want him to be. So, as usual, it starts up front, but then on the outside, who you scared of? Like you said before, who you scared of on the outside right now? There's some dudes out there with some speed, but they are not being consistent. I started this thing by saying, nobody want to talk about Ja'Cory Brooks. All I heard was fire the coordinator, fire this person, fire that person. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not doing things not going well there. But guess what? When Bryce is putting the ball right there, and you're not catching the ball,
how's that on me? How that on me?
Yeah. How that on me? And it's like, how that on me?
Or the coordinator? How that's on me or the coordinator? Like how's on either one of us?
I think that should be a new segment. How that on me?
How that on me? I'm trying to figure out. Like seriously though, how is that on me? Like it's like we know this. Hell, at least 2 of us on this thing has coached before. You know, if all 11 ain't doing their job, then what's gonna happen? What's gonna be the problem?
Yep.
And it's not like you don't want to talk about the penalties. You don't want to talk about the discipline. You don't want to talk about everything else that goes around with it. Now, I get the court. I get you don't like Bill O'Brien. I get it. I get that. But you lost the game 32-31. And how many of those plays were self-inflicted? That you did not come through for. Talking on the Bama side now.
On the Bama, right? Exactly. Because execution
was not
because true told like the one play, you hate to say it because it was so early in the game, but today's point, you threw a pick. You know what I'm saying? You threw a pick on your marching drive to the game. If nothing else, that's 3 points. That you threw a pick on you done drove the ball inside the 10, almost on the 5. And to everybody's point about Bryce audible and doing what he's doing, that's on him. He threw the ball late and it got picked off.
But Bryce been doing this forever. This is not his. And I told people it's gonna catch up to him one of these days. It should have caught up to him against Texas. It should have caught up to him against Texas A&M, and it caught up to him against LSU. He was taking penitentiary chances by throwing the ball away and trying to get the ball down there and trying to get it into an area where she wouldn't have to per se throw the ball away. He was trying to make a play. Again, today's point. Bama but still at the same time, without Bryce, Bama is a $500 ball club because you don't beat Texas with Bryce, you don't beat Texas A&M without Bryce, you don't. That's what I'm saying. You gotta put it into perspective. Right, you need Bryce. Does Bryce do some stupid stuff?
Does he have some issue? Yeah. Does he have
like every quarterback does? Right. Every QB ain't nobody perfect, but tell me this. When he came down there and he made that play on that long pass, I think it was to Brooks. I thought Brooks was gonna drop that one. It was 2 receivers in the same spot. I was like, it was 2 receivers in the same spot then.
And he broke about 9 tackles to
deliver the throw.
If that would have been Milroy, there's no way Milroy does the same exact thing. So you're gonna have to take some of the good with the bad. It ain't all the OC fault. You have to go out there and execute. Another thing, I think Bill O'Brien's going to have to tell Bryce, look, man, chill on these audibles because whatever you're seeing, or you're either the wide receiver do not know the play, either the receivers don't know the play. Well, that is evident the receivers don't know the play.
I'm not giving that cop out.
I'm just saying.
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying I'm not going to get that cop out about the audible. I get it. I do. I really, really get it. 100%. Like my thing is, you know what? Y'all want him gone. Just go ahead and let the man leave. He look. It's probably gonna be a culture turnover anyway, but not just because the coordinators are trash. It's because that Saban is probably gonna have a whole turnover to try to get back to where he wants to be. And look the stuff I have seen about y'all. This how y'all treat your own players?
Yeah.
This what we doing right now? Like, man, it's look, I get it. I get the whole Bill O'Brien thing. But man, let that go. Talk about the play on the field first. Because I can coach bad, but you know what? My players can make it better. I'm talking about the mistakes on the field, not about the coaching, bro. Like, I understand the coaching 100%. You got issue with the play caller. I get it. But when are we going to put this thing like, hey, man, the players didn't make the plays to win the game? Handle Bill O'Brien, handle him. If y'all feel, and I get it. I know all the analytics. I know what he does. I'm just saying that handle him. But all this talk, it's like, it's not going to be perfect when it comes to football, man. It's not. And you lost the game 32-31, and you basically could have won the game just as easily as you lost the game. People act like they're getting blown out.
So let me ask you a question, just to pivot just a little bit. You look at what Bama has left. They got Ole Miss and Auburn, and you look at what LSU has left. They got Arkansas and Texas A&M. If you look at that, do we think that LSU was going to take care of business against Arkansas?
They got to lose both of them for them to have a chance.
Yeah, if we look at it like without the game being played,
okay.
Arkansas right now, Arkansas is in shambles. KJ probably not going to. Jefferson's probably not going to play the rest of the year. Then you look at Texas A&M. Let's be real. You just got to have a pulse to beat it. Auburn is favored this weekend against Texas A&M. That's how bad that is. Yeah, I mean they shouldn't. I mean,
I just asked, looking at the remaining schedule. You know,
it's 2 games. LSU has to lose both those games.
Yeah, they have to lose both. I don't see them losing both.
Gotcha.
Well, it won't matter after Saturday, no way.
Oh man,
not the lane try. You think Lane?
I think Lane probably go. It's gonna be a good game. We'll talk
Lane
about that Thursday.
Better damn call a solid game and not goddamn get ahead of himself.
And he had a week off too, so
okay. I'm not gonna give my opinion on this. I want to know how y'all
Come
feel.
on.
I want to know how y'all feel. I want to know how y'all feel. I'm not gonna give my opinions on this.
He's not. How is he overrated? B. How is he overrated?
I give my
does
opinion.
he show up?
I believe he did. I think he did say this last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did.
You know, I don't think he's overrated. You know, a lot of people said that. You remember a couple years ago, people were saying Chase Young was overrated. What you also have to realize, I'll tell you something that I saw LSU do. LSU had a tight end in the slot.
Mm-hmm.
They had a dang on running back to Will Anderson's side.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Will Anderson, they released him free, one-on-one with the running back. But what Will Anderson didn't realize, that dang on tight end, that tight end didn't go out in a route. He doubled back to double him. So what I'm saying is this: the looks that Will Anderson,
you let your LSU showing now, dog.
Yeah, man, you is.
Oh, the looks that Will Anderson are seeing, he's getting double team, man. Whatever double team, triple team he can get, that's what's happening, man. I think you judge a player like Will Anderson, judge him on Sundays, bro. Because that's where I'm at with it.
You ain't even got to judge him on Sunday. Judge him on the fact about knowing what he's doing in the running game. Maybe this is why I hate fantasy football, because people get enamored with stats.
Bruh,
I don't care who it is.
And here's the thing: his stats ain't bad this year. He had 7 sacks. Hold on, this man got 7 sacks, and he has tackles for loss. I just saw it. He had 13 tackles for loss. How is that overrated? And then we're halfway through the season. How? Come on, B. Come on, man. Look, I know, I understand that, but bro, come on, man. He's triple team, double team, everything, and he still got good stats.
Here's my question. On Bama, when Bama is dominant on defensive line, they got that guy that can eat in the middle. Who eating in the middle of that line right now? So who you got a double team or triple team besides Wheeler? Maybe Dallas when it's a pass situation.
Right. Come on, now.
Okay, I'm just saying I'm not talking. I'm just saying like, okay, you say.
No, I'm talking about B. B talking about something against inferior opponents.
Okay, but hold on. We're saying against inferior opponents. What coach of a high level team gonna look at Bama defense and let Will Anderson go 1-on-1?
That was my point. Like when you
especially when we know that I ain't gonna say he already got, yeah.
You're really only game planning for one guy. I just gonna be 100.
You are. You being real. Yeah.
My whole game plan, what I want to do offensively is he 31 ain't gonna beat me.
That's it.
That's my philosophy. And
that's exactly what he's dealing with.
And I don't get paid millions of dollars. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, and like you said, and to Renard's point, when Bama was when they run into their top tier peak, they have that guy in the middle that is eating up those blocks. That's making you make the decision. Are you going to double him or are you going to leave him 1-on-1?
If he on that line with Quentin Williams, if he on that line with any of those DTs like that, we ain't having this same conversation. And there's nothing true. Hey, not hating on the DTs that's there right now.
No.
And I'm just saying, I'm just talking football. This ain't got look. I am not a fan. Not a fan of this. I'm just saying that when I see Will Anderson and much hype as he got going into this year, and he's still doing it now. He's been mostly on the run side, killing the gaps, doing what he's supposed to be doing. But like, what is it that I'm just saying? Like, okay, number one pick last year was a backup. He wasn't even a start.
Who were they D tackles last year? In the last 2 years, Will Anderson. Bama. Who were they?
I can't.
His first
DJ Dale, DJ Dale has been there. Who else has been up in that middle? A lot of them boys. I can't remember all their names right now, but I'm just saying like they've been solid players, but they haven't made the eat back. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if he's not a top 10 pick, define what a top 10 pick is. We just saw a number one pick go overall to someone who didn't even start on their team. That's my question. Like, I think that's gone. Trayvon Walker wasn't even a starter half the time.
He wasn't.
So it's like, and then people hated on Hudson hard. And he's actually in Detroit doing his thing.
Balling.
He balling.
I'm just saying, when you want to look at Will, look at him as the player. Look at him. Look at his tape about what he's doing. Don't look at it anything. Just look at his tape of how he's affecting the game. Can he have some improvements in the game? Yeah. But at the same time, the dude is still a really good player. And if you don't draft him defensive end, who you drafting out of college as a defensive end?
The man should have won Heisman last year, bro.
No, I want to answer that question. If you don't draft Will Anderson at that position, who you taking beside him right now?
Man, that was a little off on that one. I just don't see how you
won the game. You won the game.
But to B's point, he has been consistent. He said this last year, so it's
he
not
did
like,
say this last year.
So it's not like
he was wrong.
It ain't like he just pulling his out of his ass out of the game. He said this last year.
This is an opinion show, so hey, he's right.
Right,
I get it. But I will agree with you on this though, B. All four of us in this circle have had somebody that we have said, I can't stand him. He ain't gonna be good, and he get to the league and he clown. And we be like,
I disagree. I disagree because everybody that I don't like are normally Georgia quarterbacks, and they normally are trash because the good ones transfer out.
But anyway. You say Georgia quarterbacks ain't been that many drafted.
They haven't been one drafted.
No, Fromm got drafted, right?
No, I mean, he's a free agent.
Fromm got a free agent deal.
You got a free agent deal.
He a free agent. He didn't get drafted. If he got drafted, it was like 5th or 6th round.
It was late. I think it was late. I don't know.
I think Easton was a free agent. I want to say Murray was a free agent. And obviously Stafford.
That's too much Georgia.
The fact that we know this is even worse. I think
no, we supposed to know this, but I'm just saying it's
even worse.
Okay, B.
Okay, B.
So you're gonna bring it back up next year. I got you. I'm gonna put you on that one.
Hey, B, we need you to transition to YouTube.
Yes, please, B. Because we're about to sunset this Facebook thing.
Okay. Okay, let's go around a little bit.
All right.
Go around a little bit for real before we get up out of here. Before we get up out of here quick. Talk about a few things. Clemson.
Yes.
Come to the front.
We need to single Ben out on this one. Go ahead, Ben.
Whoa. No. Let Ben come to the front on this.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Ben needs to stand. Ben needs to stand on a podium in the middle of town square.
Fun fact to you about Notre Dame.
Don't take my word.
Fun fact to you about Notre Dame. Notre Dame has beaten North Carolina, Syracuse, and now they have taken care of Clemson. I say that because people had their doubts and they had their question marks about Notre Dame, but they have came into the ACC as they continually do year after damn year.
What are we talking about?
And they have taken care of the team in the ACC. But Florida State is bowl eligible, baby. We 6-3.
All right, but bump that. We all knew that was gonna happen. Anyway, no, Ben uphill. Gave me my first strike ever. First strike ever when this man said and had the chest out, saying, "Oh, Clemson is the best team in the ACC. Who else gonna beat them?" I said, "What you mean, Ben? You mean tell me?" This was 3 weeks ago. You mean tell me Tennessee gonna beat Clemson? And this man said, "Nah," and I got a strike for that.
No, that was the Tennessee and Ohio State argument.
No, buddy, you said Tennessee.
No, that argument was
Tennessee, Ohio State. It was Tennessee, Ohio State. But you said Clemson.
No, I ain't repping Clemson like
okay.
that.
You said Tennessee. All right, that's right. But Clemson, back to Clemson. You said Clemson was going to be up there. It's the ACC. You said Clemson was the best team in the ACC. These boys was barely beating Syracuse. And who beat Syracuse this weekend?
I think Tuck wants a retraction. I think that's what.
That's all I want. Syracuse don't beat these boys.
Hold on.
Syracuse don't want to beat these boys. Boston College don't want to beat these guys.
Ben, I done told you, bro. You got to stop pumping your chest for the conference.
I don't pump my chest for the conference.
Yes, you do.
All I said was Wake, NC State, North Carolina,
20,
and Syracuse
20,
was all ranked. And
19, hold on, stop it. 19, 20, 21, and 22.
They was all ranked.
That was their rankings. And you were betting all the house money on Clemson with those rankings.
The ACC ain't had 5 teams ranked, and God knows who knows.
19, 20.
I have a question.
21, 22.
I have a question. I need David to answer this for me because it might be a little bit too logical. He said, Aries stupid. He said, I'm not repping for the ACC. But then 3 minutes later, he gave me everything about the ranked teams in the ACC. I ain't got nothing to do. This ain't no conference thing. I don't care about that. I'm just saying about your point was, I ain't repping for the ACC.
Here's what's scary. Right now, Clemson might be the worst of all of those teams that they beat.
Thank you.
Oh, they keep playing. North Carolina probably gonna beat them.
I'm done.
In the title game, North Carolina probably gonna beat them.
We have spent way too much time. Where Dabo Jr. boy? Because he was in them comments.
That's a word. He definitely need to come to the front. I tried to tell him a month ago. don't know.
You're right. You're right. Let's hit a little bit more. Let's hit a little bit more. Okay, my bad. My bad. Shout out NC State for pulling out the win. Shout out Liberty.
Yeah.
For what y'all did with against Arkansas, man. Don't you say it, Tuck. Don't you say it.
Hey man, he would be an excellent fit.
No, don't start that. Don't start that.
Yeah,
One
Tuck,
B,
Don't
baby.
start that.
One
Don't start
B.
that, Tuck.
What a white
Hey,
boy.
Tuck, you see it, don't you?
One B. One B.
I would not comment on this situation.
NIL before NIL was there.
I would not comment on that situation. That situation is still very, very fluid. I see you, Dave Aranda. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, moving on.
I see you, Dan Lanning.
No, Dan Lennon is done. Moving on.
Oregon gonna be like the hell with all of y'all taking our coaches out the one goddamn.
No.
Oregon, Phil Knight gonna have a heart.
What you got? You got this 14 million, bro. What you got? You got this 14
Phil
million.
Knight gonna have a damn heart.
Chauncey is talking out of his you know what right now. Moving on. Baylor over Oklahoma.
Venables show keep
Kansas over Oklahoma State comes to the front every year.
Bowl eligible.
I just don't understand.
Kansas bowl eligible.
Greg, don't do that to me, Greg. Don't do that to me, Greg.
I'm with you, Greg.
Greg been on it. Greg been on that train for years. Y'all all be with him. I'm be right. And y'all can be with him. I'm gonna be right.
Coach 1B.
I think it's a good fit, Greg. I think it's a good fit.
1B.
Just don't give him a phone.
We know who the 1A is.
Kansas State come to the front. Kansas State come to the front. But, you know, I know how Texas is, and I know what y'all do. But all y'all got to come. All y'all got to come to the front. I just. Oh, they're so dumb.
Oh wow.
So right, though. You so right though. But back to a little bit of what we was talking about. I got a question, and I've heard this a lot today from some credible people. Of course, NIL came up, and they said the players. They were talking about Bama. They said they don't have the same hunger anymore. He said it used to be you came to Bama for Bama. Now you come. He said, and the NFL was in the future. He said, but now they feel like the NFL and the NIL makes it seem like they getting it. Not so much they getting it now, but they feel like the focus has changed with the newer athlete, and that's gonna push Saban out earlier than he might want to go. Just because of the fact, kind of like how Roy Williams left and all them coach like Coach K left and all that kind of stuff like that. It's like, do you guys see that affecting him enough to say where he can be like, okay, I'm not saying he's gonna quit tomorrow, of course. I'm just saying like a shorter tenure because of all the stuff you have to deal with in college football right now.
I can't remember how much his extension is worth or how many years he got on this extension.
I think it's a 2030.
2030. He's not gonna make it that far. I say we give him, I think, maybe 2 more years, and we'll have a nice little swan song for Coach Saban. Just like you said, this is a brand new day in college football. They're basically college football now with NIL is doing what Nick Saban allegedly did back in the past when it was not, you know.
See, we didn't ask for all
I'm sorry.
that.
I'm sorry. But
it's not the time for all that.
I know, but it's no longer like I agree with that former player what he said. I do. They don't have that same fire, that same passion, I think, as they did to get to the league, because now you take care of your family, you just gotta get a good NIL deal.
And a lot of these deals are 6 figures.
Bryce is already making enough money that's gonna surpass his rookie deal when he gets to the league.
And I think to your point. I mean that was everybody's fear. I think that was what I ain't gonna say everybody. That was a lot of fear. Because it's just like you said. I mean, you know, but I don't want to use that for Bama. I mean, because they still getting.
No, I didn't say Bama. I said the question was, is that going to push Nick Saban out earlier? That's what I said. Because of everything he had to deal with, because he's already given his frustration about this on several different occasions.
Right.
So it's like that's what I'm asking.
Because Duke and North Carolina were getting 5-star players. You know, that never stopped.
Right.
The thing is, Alabama being where Alabama is, as far as a booster type deal, they got to reach out to Fanatics, NASCAR. We've already talked about this ad nauseum. They got to reach out to way more people to get these collectives. Renard talked about his collectives in the beginning of the year. He talked about his collectives at the beginning of the NIL because you got to have the money to push this.
Right.
And just like Auburn, I don't know what the other schools have, but Auburn has on the yield program. As of right now, allegedly, it's already at $12 million and it's rising. 13. That's a huge collective, guys. And that's not even including the Yellowwood money of Jimmy Rain. This is not even including the Tim Cook money of Apple. This is not even touching on it. This is just the regular boosters of Auburn. Bama's not going to be able to touch that. And that's why Nick Saban.
What do you think, though?
I think he's going to get pushed out because it's going to push him out. It's going to push him out quicker. Jim Cook, that's why I think that's why he was. I don't think so much when the stuff that came up during the summertime with him and Jimbo, he wasn't talking to Jimbo. He was talking to his boosters. Like, hey, guys, I need some money. Y'all going to give me something?
Yeah, we talked about that. Dave, what you think?
I got my answer is going to be twofold. First, because when Mike McCoy put that statement out there, Mike, great guy, man. Y'all got kids that like to work out. He has a facility over in Bellsville too, by the way. Real great guy, solid guy. But when he put that out there, did he put it? I think Bama fans. I don't know. I've read it, but I don't know if he was talking specifically about Bama. And if he was, I do want to say this because a lot of Bama fans are agreeing with him when they're talking specifically to that team. Now, I know your question wasn't directly at Bama, but I'm going to double back to that. Because you talk about NIL, and NIL is a reason these kids are soft, they this, that, and the other. Now, I've read and heard a lot of this stuff.
Yes, Lord.
But here's the reality of the situation. Now, the 16 season that first of all, let me say this. I think we're only having this conversation because Alabama's not undefeated right now. If they're undefeated, this conversation probably is not coming up. Second of all, seven out of the 16 seasons that he's been at Bama, they have lost at least 2 games. Okay, this is where they're at right now. Prior to NIL, right? So you still lost games without NIL. So I don't think that is a huge issue. But to your question, Renard, to answer your question you asked, will this force him out sooner? I mean, at the end of the day, he's how old? 70 something? What is he? 70?
71.
71. I mean, 71. I mean, come on. I mean, just really realistically, I don't think I want to have to work as hard at 71 as I did at 51.
No.
You know, I ain't trying to do all this. You know, I think that the natural attrition is going to happen, and I think that this will speed it up. So I don't want to look at it as this will run him out. I think he's on his way out anyway, but this would probably speed it up because it's a different element. And the question is, do I really want to deal with this in my 70s?
And to your point, Dave, I think we can have a whole separate show. I already got the person in mind that I'm thinking about who we can get on and just talk about everything, because it's a lot that goes into this whole thing, and now everybody's questioning. So many people have been questioning this team all year,
right?
You know, and kind of thing. But it became, to me, comical. It became comical with a lot of people talking about NIL and talking about this and that and that and this. I'm like, it's just part of where we are right now. If you don't like the new age college football, we said it on our social media page for the last 3 years. Changes are coming. I hope y'all keeping up. Changes are coming. Hope y'all keeping up. Like, changes are coming. Hope y'all keeping up. And now we get here, and John Q. public that doesn't really keep up with it like that is like shocked and appalled.
What happened?
Like, what happened? And it's like there's not a lot of legislation. There's just these rules that's coming in and dealing with kids, man. It's just ain't the same. It's like there's a reason why there's a retirement party for people. And I know that don't mean he's gonna be pushed out. That don't mean he's gonna go. But a lot of people got spoiled by this, man. Like, you can't win a national championship every year. I've seen everything. Georgia is Bama 2.0. They had to copy us. Dude, just stop. Just stop all this, bro.
Wow.
Just give Georgia the credit for what they doing right now. And just be done with it. Y'all been having 15 years of this, bro. This is 15, almost 16 years. Y'all had a period when nobody else wasn't doing nothing. But the game of football goes in cycles. And it's going to continue to go in cycles. We always talked about. Recruiting has come to the front. And a lot of people that don't know recruiting or have followed it, thinking it's just like that. Oh, I'm just going to give them 300,000. They're going to come. That's not the whole thing, guys. That's not the whole thing. That's not where we are. We're going to have a whole nother conversation about where we are in college football. But that's where it is. Dave, was there anybody else that you saw this weekend that you wanted to give a prop to or something you want to talk about real quick?
Shout out to North Carolina Central for riding the ship.
Bruh. Didn't they?
Did they? Yeah. They had a big win over Howard. Also, I think Tuskegee won their homecoming, right?
They did.
That's where I was going next. Shout out to Tuskegee. Had 35,000 in Tuskegee.
35,000 in Tuskegee. Was
The number two.
got lights too, right? I think they got lights.
No, hey, Puppy Break time. One thing at a time.
They get the lights.
Hold on now, George Washington Carver. We ain't there. We ain't.
Hold on.
Whoa.
Hey, man, I was trying to give them lights.
We got the peanut and we got the peanut butter. We got to wait for the spread, okay?
Shout out to a big game in the SIAC coming up with Tuskegee versus Benedict. Hey, please, it's going to be real big. Watch that game. Follow that game. Benedict been doing big things all year. Tuskegee has turned their whole season around. So it's basically like 1-2 in the SEAC, man. So if you get a chance, you want to look at some more football, some good D2 football, it's strong. And don't sleep on D2 football, especially in the SIAC, because the SIAC challenged a lot of SWAC teams this year. A lot of D1 SWAC teams. So make sure y'all do that. But there you go. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Had to hit that in about
I think that's it. I got shout out FAMU. You know, they still, I think they only had one loss, right? At least one loss in the SWAC anyway. So they're looking at probably another playoff, FCS playoff position, probably. But yeah. Interesting. Not to start another topic, we started another topic on another show. I did read where Prime is trying to get them to be looked at in a bowl game.
I saw that.
But hey, that's a whole nother topic. So
I saw that. I saw that about him.
I mean, they do have a selection.
I saw him talk about them getting the actual bowl spot, and I think, truth be told, that's smart.
It is,
because it starts a whole conversation, and that's what he's been doing. But being what you got,
I mean, ultimately,
nothing about Florida State. You cannot say something without saying Florida State.
No, man, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Damn it! I've been calm this whole damn show. We are bowl eligible the first weekend in November. We ain't been able to say that foolishness since 2016. That's right. Log off 45-3. You damn Hurricane fans! I heard you clowns all off. You ain't scored a touchdown in 2 damn games. You know what? So you goddamn right. Hats off to Mike Norvell. Hats off to Atkins. Hats off to the defense. No touchdowns. No damn touchdowns. You clowns. I heard all damn summer. And we back. Blah, blah, blah. God damn it. We just came into your house and took your cookies.
Who put him on solo layout? Oh, okay. So we can come back now.
Yeah, we can come in.
Okay.
All right, just make sure.
All right, we just make sure that's so we can come back now. Talk what you got.
I mean, I can't beat that behind. I got to follow that. But anyway, I got to follow that. Yeah, man, it was a good weekend overall. Shout out to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, man. I knew this was going to happen. I knew Marcus had a game plan. I knew Marcus had a game plan, and he executed it. It wasn't mute. I thought about it, Aaron, but I'm proud of him, David Ruffin. Damn. But yeah, it was a real pretty good weekend. Pretty much we touched on everything as far as when it comes to the week from everybody. I think everybody. I'm trying to think of any other game.
Did Bo
Nathaniel Nix? Yes. My boy Bo Nathaniel Nix threw for
3 in the Heisman right now.
Yeah, threw for 3 touchdowns, ran for 2, and my boy.
He caught him one.
Caught one.
Yeah, he caught one also.
Yeah. He did everything but sell the popcorn.
Hey, y'all hit on a lot, man. But I do want to definitely give a shout out to the family. Definitely want to give a shout out to Cardell, man, for what he did. Even though they lost, hell of an effort, you can just see the passion in him, man. Like to get your coach fired on Monday, and for him to even actually pay him for them to play and get that team fired up, man. What he's done, like I said, leading those young men, man. I that's salute to you, cuz like 100%, because you could have easily folded after 24-3, and apparently you didn't. I still haven't been able to go back and watch the whole game, but
the second half, it started the second half. Let me tell you, I'm not gonna lie to you. I text Renard during the game. I said, I can't watch this.
Oh, you did?
I can't watch this. I can't.
Okay, my bad. I didn't.
I tell you, it was you and Pat. It was. I think I was like, I can't watch this because it was unbearable. I'm not saying it was a lack of. It wasn't a lack of effort in the first half. It was a lack of execution, because you could see where everybody was trying to get them to be. They had them in the right spots. Good play. It was good. Will Friend is a better offensive coordinator than he is offensive line coach.
Don't do this. Right?
I'm just saying, for what you'll watch the game. You'll see. Watch the game. I'm telling you, watch the game, bro. It was totally different than what Will Friend is talking. And then with that offensive line, with the makeshift offensive line they had to do. I mean, Austin Troxel out for the year. I mean, that's not a big loss. I hope he get better, young man. But yeah, just watch the game. You'll see what I say, that Will Friend's a way better OC.
I will when I reclaim my time.
Okay, my bad.
I'm just saying. Goodness. But shout out to them. You good. Shout out to them, man, for what they did and everything. It was a great overall college football weekend. Was there anything else that anybody wanted us to hit on that we didn't hit on right now? Look out for some more interviews, some more things. We're getting deeper into the season, man. Some of this stuff has got to slow down and get better.
Them dudes on the collision course.
What'd you say, Ben?
I said them dudes on the collision course to see each other. LSU and Georgia.
It's one of those seasons. I can't say nothing. He said, "What
you say, Rick?" I swear I want to see round 2.
I know. You know I want to see that. Dave, you know I'm hitting that. That's what I'm saying. Like when I made the joke in the chat, I'm like, man, I really hope LSU win this game.
First of all, I don't think those two professionals will be on the show with each other again anymore. I'm just gonna say that out loud right now, and I don't know if both of them will be comfortable in that scenario, that situation, because let me just shut up. Anyway, I don't know.
We gotta get the people they want.
If y'all don't know, go back and watch week 9.
Go back and watch
the fireworks start probably around the 53-minute mark. I got to kind of you need to chop that up and put some ding ding, like the bell, ding 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 ding.
Say less, we'll make it happen,
bro. That and it was crazy because they were going at it and they weren't even facing each other that week. So that's what made it just like, yo, if they actually have a game week, And after now, it looked like that is very, very possible.
We got to make it happen.
LSU and Georgia.
We got to make it happen. The people want it. The people want it.
Oh, like I said, I made it. And look, y'all, everybody know we got a group chat. And I made a joke. I'm like, y'all know what? It ain't even about Bama. I really want LSU to win this game because I wanted to be LSU and Georgia and Atlanta. I really do.
I'm telling you, man. Gotta give the people what they want. We are the people's program.
Bottom line is, Reggie said friends shouldn't let friends drink, dip, and pod.
Yeah, no.
Reggie was here.
Bro. I thought that man said he dipping too. I went back and looked.
We had everything going on.
I was like, what is going on here?
I'm gonna hold my comments on that situation. I was just gonna say I'm glad. Hey, but both of them were 2-0, so they both basically said what was gonna happen. Basically,
yeah.
He said if Georgia can make Tennessee make Tennessee where Georgia won't have to commit that extra man. Basically, in the box fight, he said I think we can handle them. But anyway. Trying to think of anything else, but we do got to get some more interviews, some more people, some stuff y'all want to see. If there's anything y'all want to see, and do not put Nick Saban in the chat. Nick Saban don't like talking to Paul Feinbaum, let alone talking to anybody else. So, it was a really good weekend though, man. The 6:30 window was full. Like I said, shout out to Tuskegee, man, once again for their homecoming. But we got a nice little game coming up this Saturday though. I already know somebody gonna be there in Mobile.
Man, I got so much going on. I got so much going on, man, this weekend. I don't know which way to go. I'm supposed to be in Virginia. I could possibly be in Kentucky. I could possibly be in Mobile.
Well, you got a private jet?
No, man, I can't do all of them. That's the problem.
Hey, man, insurance is booming.
Speaking of insurance,
this is what we're doing right now.
Yeah, hey, man, this is I'm gonna send some money to the Cash App, show Cash App, just you guys like a promo.
Shot glasses.
Hey, Aaron, I'm trying to talk about life insurance. I guess life insurance and shot glasses. You probably you need life insurance, man. Holla.
Sam Pittman is on the hot seat, man, believe it or not.
Man, y'all need to stop this.
He is. I mean, coming from what Booster's been saying and some of the fans, he is on the hot seat. It's not lukewarm.
I ain't gonna call it a hot seat.
It's lukewarm.
Pipe down. They can hear themselves.
Bro, okay, all right.
That man.
We'll talk about this all night.
I'm done. But Aaron, like, we working on your shot glasses, man. I promise you that. And working on some other things. Hopefully we can get some stuff together for these last few weeks. I say last few weeks like we going off the air or something, but at the same time, for the last few of the regular season and all that kind of stuff before we get into bowl season. Y'all already start thinking about a bowl challenge, all that kind of stuff like that. But hey, we just appreciate y'all tuning in, man, to the show. Make sure y'all support everything SWAC, everything MEAC, everything CAC, everything CIAA, all HBCU football. Please download HBCU Go and all that kind of good stuff, man, because the SWAC is where it's at. So make sure y'all subscribe and watch and see and check for all of that. But if nothing else, man, we're gonna make sure we got up out of here tonight, man. It was a great weekend. You got football tomorrow night. We are in the midst of 27 straight days of football. So whether it's college or pro, make sure you enjoyed it. He said, I got shot glasses. I need life. I got
that boy on the chain.
Okay. You can always use another policy. Let's start there.
That's right, Aaron. That's right.
You can always start with get another policy. So, but in nothing else, man, we're gonna get up out of here for the night, man. Hope y'all enjoy y'all Monday, and we'll see y'all hopefully soon, and we'll talk to y'all later, man. If nothing else, man, we out this thing.
Yeah.
Peace.